second vlog of friendship vlog. This was week. Today's October 7th. So, let me check what week it was this week. I actually have a planner now. So, from October 3rd to October 7th is what I'm going to talk about. So this time I actually wrote notes about what I had to do, what I wanted to talk about, I guess, because last time I was all over the place. I was a little nervous. But I'm going to treat this as like a recap of the week. So, I took my chem exam on Monday, October 3rd, and I did okay. I only got 45 out of 95, which is, it's not bad. Some people got 20s. I was just 20 points above, but honestly, it was just because I didn't study as much as I wanted to. From October to December is really busy for me, and I really had time to sit down and study. Like, I knew what I had to do, but I didn't know how to get the question right. And honestly, in the class I have a 46%, which is failing, obviously. And for it to count, I need to have at least a C negative, which is in my class 70%, I think, is what I need to get for a C minus. And I'm nowhere close to that. And I don't think I'm gonna pass. I know that's kind of like negative thinking, but I have never been good at taking tests. I do better like if I have like my notes to reference it, like not necessarily write down like everything I need, but just like have the equations there and then memorize it. But then again, it was also me just not studying, so I understand why I got a 75%. My next exam for chem lecture is in November 11, I think. And then I have a final exam in December. So we'll see what that is. Final exam is all of the courses, so from here to December I have to put in more work, obviously. But it is stressful. I don't need it anymore for my major since I changed concentrations. I'm not a chemistry concentration anymore. But it's 5 units. 5 units counts for a lot in my GPA. And my GPA is gonna fall to a 2 something. And it's bad. I'm also in EOP. And in EOP you have to have a certain GPA requirement to stay there. And they did give me a grant to pay for college. So it's a sticky situation. But hopefully I have to talk to my counselor. I have to talk to my counselor about choosing classes for next semester. And I'll see if I can take chemistry at a community college. Like for the summer, for the winter, whatever one I can find. Or whatever one is available to me. Just so I can try to recover from it, I guess. But it's tiring. So I figured out I am tired. I have wrinkles now, and I'm going through it. Okay with failure. If you had known me in middle school, I would have taken that 45 and I would have cried straight up in that class. I would have gone so emotional. I would have thought oh my god, my whole academic life is ruined because I was a big overachiever. I was a so-called gifted child. And I was always told, oh, you're so mature for your age, you know so much for your age. But now I'm okay with failure. I'm okay that I won't always know everything, that's part of learning. And that took me a while to understand. I think up until senior year of high school, maybe even the ending of junior year, I became okay with failure. But there's also that part of my head, well, I can't afford to fail, like other students, especially in college, when they when they were always talking about oh yeah, if it's okay you guys fail because you can also try next semester. But I always have that thought of, yeah, I can try again next semester, but it's gonna cost me more money. I don't have thousands of dollars to just give out to the education system and say, let me try again. I don't have that money. I'm purely going on grants, maybe even loans if I have to. But thankfully this year I got lucky and I only had to do grants and I could pay. But that again is, I'm not paying for housing or parking, so it's not it's not as much compared to other people who do house at the dorms. But yeah, there's still that feeling of I don't want to fail because I can't. I have so much running on my degree. I have my parents' expectations. I have the expectation to find a job right after college. I have to build enough income to help get my parents' papers, and then I have to set an example as a first-generation student. And then it just, the thought of what happens if I don't make it, what if the stress of college is just so much that I can't graduate, what if eventually I fail so much that they kick me out and I have to go back in and reapply and then go through that stressful process again. And then I have to pay back loans, and then I have to pay back everything just to get this degree. So I don't know. It is stressful, but I am learning that at least it's out of the way, that at least I can self-reflect, I guess, on what I need to do better next time. I definitely need to memorize more and practice, do the practice ROMs. I don't know, but at least I didn't break down crying in class, thankfully. I was actually surprised I got a 45. Honest to God, I thought I was gonna get a 15 because I didn't study. Yeah. Oh, Minecraft ideas. So, me and two other friends, one of my friends that does work, good for her, good for them actually, because they might get a new job, but only one with income is bought Minecraft Realms, so now we're playing on that, and we all got the idea, actually from Roblox, from a knockoff of Minecraft. We thought of the idea of each of us choosing a biome that's close to each other, have a center point in between those biomes as a meeting area, like a neutral area, and each of us can govern, or I guess own, that biome right there. And one of my friends got the desert, one of them got the plain/forest, I think, and then I got Badlands, which is it's a different biome that I don't usually build in. I usually build in like the forest because just there's easier access to materials. But in the Badlands, nothing grows. I guess other than the dead bush, which gives me sticks, there's like nothing there. And there's no trees. And I was having this problem like early in the server where I couldn't grow pumpkins because I wanted to grow pumpkins because it was like orange and then orange with the land. And I couldn't figure out why. Like I took out the pumpkin seeds, I placed them back, and then my friend's like, oh, why don't you put dirt? Because I had noticed that one of my melons had grown, but it had grown on top of one of the seeds that was not just a dirt block. So I ended up putting dirt blocks, and it was like instant. My pumpkin started growing. I was like, damn, I can't grow anything on here unless it's like on soil. I can grow like sugarcane just fine, but like I need food, you know? So what I ended up going with is I guess am role playing as a businessman that ended up buying this piece of land that was inhabited by a different set of people, but they ended up going missing. Well, that's what everybody thinks, but in the story that I wrote, my short story, was that greed was a big player of what happened to them. They had been just living off of like stone tools, wooden tools, like it was very basic what they used. But what you don't know about the Badlands is that it's really rich in ores. Like as long as you go down there, you can get the ores and you can like make a bunch of stuff. And so one man goes and he explores the caves. He finds diamonds, he finds iron, he finds gold. And then he brings it up to the rest of the people and he says, look what I found. I found all these riches that you haven't found yet. We should all go down to the caves and we should mine this. And so they start destroying these caves that were so sacred to them. And they start feeling greedy. They're not content anymore with what they had before, and they want to start like destroying more stuff so they can get more ores. And what ends up happening is that one night, in one of the festivals, these monsters come out of the caves. They were living inside of these caves that the people had now destroyed, and they were angry because the people were greedy, and these monsters saw them as the embodiment of greed. So then they go and they essentially just start snatching people. They start dragging them into the caves and they seal it up. So by the time the other territories come back and check on them and they notice that no goods were like passing through their lands, it's deserted. It's completely destroyed and there's nothing there. And nobody knows why. So then that's when my character that I created, a really capitalist person, a businessman, his name is called Mr. Biggie Beans, named after Biggie Cheese, an icon. And his whole plan is that he doesn't care what story this land has or what it meant to the people that used to live there. He just wants to make money off of this land. Because he notices also that the ores are really valuable. So then he starts tearing down mountains, he starts paving the sand, and he's building like casinos, bars, shops. He wants people to come in, spend their money at this place so he can make more money, and it's another business for him. So that's what my character is. He's not a really nice guy, but I kind of like the story I've made for him so far. But I'm really behind compared to my other friends who have houses and shops. I barely finished my house like 2 days ago. It was like an hacienda type of house because I felt like it really matched. And the haciendas are usually rich people houses. They're houses that cost a lot of money in Latin America. And that's why I wanted to build that that type of house there, and it goes really well. And it's really pretty, but it took me a long time just because I had to gather a bunch of stone and sandstone. And then because the place of where I wanted to build it was like right up against a mountain, which is really bad because I had to start shaving off the mountain, so that was a lot of work with just a stone pickaxe. So I think next, I guess, for Minecraft is I want to start building Mr. Biggie Beans, his shopping street. You know those streets where there's like, it's lined with complete shops and then you can just walk through them. There's no cars there. So I'm thinking of that, and then casino. Not a really big one. I want to make it like this nice humbled casino, but it's still there to make money. And then from there, I think it's just like decorating a bit of the land, making it look more lively, I guess. And then I want to start building inside the caves. I want to start building cages, like suspending cages from the ceiling, or just like crevices inside the walls to make it look like something came out of the caves, just to like build that story up a bit more. And then there's a little piece of island in the ocean that's is also mine, because it's the Badlands too. And I want to start like building the village in there, like a bit more contrast to what the shopping street is supposed to look. It's supposed to look modern, it's supposed to look really clean, but I want to make this village look more, I guess, more simple, I guess would be the word. So like their houses are stacked up, and there's like a nice little shopping center. Not a shopping center, but like a flea market of some sort. And so that's going to be on that island. But I still have a long way to go because I just started the shopping center. I barely made the road. But yeah, that's all for today, this week. I'll come back next week and I'll see what I talk about. This week is actually my siblings' birthday, so I will be very busy this weekend and Monday, but really excited. He's older now. I'm really proud of him. He's grown so much. But that will be it for this week. I'll see you next week. See what stories I have to tell. See what my quizzes scores are. But I'll see you later. Bye.